extreme close-up vlogging. So what do you do when you're freezing and you're having a bad hair day and your eyes are bloodshot because you only slept for 2.5 hours because you're an idiot, because you had to stay up all night watching America's Next Top Model in 10-minute segments on YouTube because you just found out that one of the contestants was a girl named Heather who has Aspergers, or she said Aspergers. Yet another pronunciation for me to consider. It was really interesting because she's a very beautiful girl, but she feels very different from and separated from the rest of the girls. And it's interesting, you know, to watch someone like that on a, you know, reality-based program. So I'm enjoying watching that. Probably also why I had the nerve to put this thing around my face. You know, I can just pretend that I'm a weed or a fern or some sort of luscious green. Anyway, I was thinking about Asperger's and I remembered something else that I did and still love to do when I was a kid, and that was to swim, but not really to swim. I mean, swimming itself is difficult, but to be in a pool and either to spend time underwater or bobbing up and down out of the water. I can remember being on vacation with my parents and being in like a Holiday Inn pool and just bobbing. And when I say bobbing, I mean going all the way under, bending my legs and then shooting, popping back up out of the water and then gasping breath and then going under and popping up and going down and popping up and going down. I did that like 300 times in a row because I remember that was my record. After like 300 times in a row, I was just so exhausted that I literally probably could have drowned because my legs were jelly, my arms were jelly. I was gasping for breath, but I still loved that feeling of immersing and popping up and immersing and popping up, and it's like a metaphor for my life. You know, some people know me. I did theater work, you know, I'm comfortable giving reports in a classroom situation, so people think that I'm this together, outspoken person. But what they don't see are the times that I have to quickly bob back down under the surface. Because when you go under, like when you would pop up, you would, you know, I wouldn't even always open my eyes, but there was, you know, the whole world to see and all of the noise. But then as you go under, everything is muted and the sound is muted. I do this in the bathtub too. I like to lay in the bathtub with everything immersed except for like a small, you know, just the circle. Sometimes I can feel the water coming up to my lips and the corners of my eyes. So there's just like this little oval so that I can breathe, because I love the sounds that I hear underwater. Not necessarily the little pop, pop, pop as the air bubbles come out of my ears. I like it when that's finally done. But I especially like to lay like that as the water is running and hear that muted rumble, that rhythmic muted rumble of the water. Anyway, when I was at this pool at the Holiday Inn on vacation when I was 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there with my parents, there was a woman who actually became so concerned with my incessant bobbing that she asked my sister for my name. And it's so weird because I remember hearing this sort of screechy sound as I would come up for air and then go under and come up for air. And it was like, Randa! Randa! Stop it, Randa! I can still hear that. And I just did not make the connection that it was a woman calling to me until like my sister or somebody finally grabbed my arm and made me stop my beautiful rhythmic bobbing. And after 300 bobs, and I remember being like just angry. I mean, I would have stopped eventually anyway because I was getting so exhausted. But I thought, I'm not hurting myself. You know, well, why is somebody trying to interfere? But I understand it now because it wasn't seen as normal behavior, you know? And yeah, it's another thing that makes me think about the autistic spectrum, HFA, Aspergers. Okay, I'm off to watch some more of Heather on America's Next Top Model. See ya.